Toes and them Tory flip-flops. Manicures and pedicures, I'm always tip-top. When they say I'm not hot, all these lies need to stop. Cause I'm icy, wifey, haters wanna fight me. Never been the one get RP up on a whitey. Keep my hands clean, got some hitters moving shicey. Ask me if I'm rolling with some Gucci, bitch, I might be. It's very unlikely, my wrist ain't looking icy. Charging by the minute, cause my time is very pricey. Yeah.
Welcome back to my YouTube, and as you know by the title, it is Military Monday. So basically every Monday I'm going to be giving you guys videos about the military, specifically the Army, because that's what branch I'm in. So today we're going to be talking about my experience in basic training. My first video was just a simple overview of what basic training MIPS was like, just a general, it was very broad video, which was very long. Anyways, so today we're going to be talking about my experience in basic training. Everybody's experience is not the same, and I realized that when I got to my first duty station, because we was all sharing basic training stories, and I just realized everybody doesn't have the same experience. So the first question is going to be, how long is basic training? Basic training is about 10 weeks long, give or take, and reception does not count. So when you leave MIPS and you go to your, when you go to your basic training site, you're going to be in reception. I was in reception for a week long. Some people are in reception for longer periods of time. I was in reception for a week. When you go to reception, enjoy reception. Reception compared to basic training was amazing. The food was better. You get desserts, you know what I'm saying? When you go to basic training, you don't get no desserts. Like when you actually go to your company, ain't no desserts, because that's basically a privilege to them. So when you're in reception, you need to enjoy reception. Reception, basically you're going to get all your uniforms, the OCPs, PTs, all of that jazz. You're gonna get all your shots. Look, if you scared of shots, you just need to pray, because I'm scared of shots. I don't like giving blood, but you're gonna do all of that in basic training. And you're gonna do all that in reception. Reception is basically level 1 of basic training, so just enjoy it. Where is basic training? Basic training locations depend on your MOS. Well, that's how it was when I first joined. So I'm a 92 Fox, which is a fueler in the Army. My basic training was in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, aka Relaxing Jackson, which was a lie. It was nothing relaxed about Fort Jackson. Well, it's probably more relaxed compared to like basic training in Fort Sill. Well, not even really, because I heard in Fort Sill they don't even dig holes because you can't, but we sure was digging holes in Fort Jackson. Anyways, yeah, so my basic training was in Fort Jackson, but everybody basic training is not in the same location. It depends on your MOS. What not to bring? Do not bring something you really care about. Don't bring no family heirloom watches, something that means something to you, because everything that you have as a civilian, like I brought like a change of clothes and stuff, and everything that you have is gonna go in basically like a storage. And you never know what's gonna happen. I know that if you have something like that, they'll make you fill out a sheet and make you fill out the details of what it is, how much it's worth, stuff like that, and they'll keep it in the drill sergeant's office. But let me tell you why I suggest not bringing it. Because when I was in basic training, it was like week 6 maybe, and it's separated, like girls sleep with all girls and the boys sleep with all boys. So but you have your own platoon bay. So my platoon was 2nd platoon, death dealers, hey. And so our platoon bay was on the 2nd floor. So one day we went to the 2nd floor, me and all my battle buddies, we just chilling. But mind you, we all have to use the same bathroom, but you can't use the bathroom while a meal is in there. So before you walk into the bathroom, you have to be like all clear, and if nobody says anything, then it's clear for you to go use the bathroom. So we was like all clear, and nobody said anything, but we walked in and it was a male in there. Now mind you, we ain't gonna say nothing, because then we all gonna get smoked, because they gonna be like, oh, you ain't do the correct procedures, blah blah blah. So he was in there and he was on his phone, so we just like, where you get that from? Because mind you, they take all the phones, every single phone, the first day, the first night, the first hour, the first 20 minutes. Like, the phone finna be gone. They gonna let you call your folks, tell them that you got there safely, and that's gonna be it, and then they gonna take the phone. So he was in there on his phone. We just like, how you get that? So kind of found out they broke into the drill sergeant office. Yeah, so that's why I say don't even bring it, because if they can break into the office, then anybody can break into it, and then your stuff gonna be gone, then you gonna be upset, because so that's why I say don't even bring it, because if they can break into it, anybody can, then you're gonna be upset because your stuff is gone and it actually meant something. So that's why I say just don't even bring it. So the next thing is hairstyles for females. I'm saying hairstyles for females because males don't have a choice. Like, all of y'all finna get a 0, which is a completely bald head throughout the whole basic training. It don't matter what race you are, nothing. Y'all finna get a 0. So as for females, I went to basic training with Senegalese twists. They was all freshly done, were looking really nice. And when I showed up to, board the van to go to basic training, she was just like, it was a female sergeant in the recruiting station. She was like, she's just looking at me funny. So I'm just like, what's up? So she didn't really say nothing to me, but I kind of figured it was about my hair. So when I got to reception, a lot of people had braids and extensions and stuff like that. I thought it was a good idea, but at the same time, it's not a good idea. One, I think it's not a good idea because you will be running every day. Two, I don't think it's a good idea because it's hot. Well, it depends on when you go to basic training. I went to basic training in August and it was blazing hot, like heat cat 5 hot. I know y'all don't know what heat cat 5 is, but heat cat 5 is when like it's really hot and you have to adjust your uniform because of how hot it is. Like, you have to cuff your OCP pants, you unblouse your OCP top and stuff like that. So it was really hot, and before I even left reception, my hair was done. Like, new growth was on 10. It was like so hot. So I just decided the day before we went to our company, I just decided to take it out. So that probably wasn't the best idea, but I think it was a better idea. And even when we got to our company, it was a girl who had like kinky twists and they made her take it out. So I guess it all depends on your drill sergeant on what kind of hairstyle you can have, because it's like commander's discretion. So it is regulations concerning your hair, but if they think it's, then you're gonna have to take it out. So the next question is, oh, and you can't have color, so don't be acting crazy. Like, you can't have no color. Like, it was a girl who actually had naturally sandy brown hair, and they made her dye her hair, and she was born like that. And they made her dye her hair, but they thought that she was lying. Like, I guess they ain't never had seen a black person with red hair before, so they made her dye it brown, well, black. So, yeah. So just don't get frisky with the hairstyles. I would just say go with your natural hair. That don't mean that you have to cut all your hair off, because some people actually cut all their hair off. But you don't have to cut all your hair off. I just think that you need to wear a style that you can maintain. Like, you can maintain a bun, a ponytail, a low ponytail. Like, simple stuff. Just don't be trying to do too much, because you are going to be there for 10 weeks. And yeah. So the next question is, well, it's not a question. We're going to get right into like what happens in basic training. So in basic training, you have 3 phases, which is red phase, blue phase, and white phase. So the first phase is red phase. That's where you do all the hard, not the hard stuff, but basically you can't do nothing. Like, you're supervised 24/7 by your drill sergeant. They have this thing in basic training where like you just can't be an individual. And what I mean by being an individual is don't do something that can get everybody in trouble, because in basic training it's just like it's just like if one person mess up, then all y'all finna get punished, not just that one person. That's how it is in red face. Like, so don't just go out and do something. Like, don't go into the DFAC, which is like the cafeteria, and don't get like 4 granola bars, because if the drill sergeant see it, like, not only is you gonna get in trouble by yourself in that moment, but when y'all get back to the company, like where all y'all together, all y'all finna get smoked. All y'all finna do some push-ups, some sit-ups, the banner the rower. All y'all finna get messed up. So that's what I mean by don't be an individual, because you have to remember all y'all is finna get in trouble. And some people didn't even care about getting in trouble. Like, they didn't even care, so they used to do whatever they wanted to do because they ain't care about their battle buddies. They ain't care. Don't be that person. Don't be that person that don't care and just don't be that person. And what else happens in red phase? Red phase, y'all supervised 24/7. Y'all get smoked a lot. Red phase is basically where they try to break the civilian out of you. That's what basic training is about. So don't get offended when your drill sergeant, calling you out of your name. They gonna cuss a lot. And that's how it was when I was in basic training, but I know it has changed since then. Like, a lot of stuff they can't even do anymore. Like, in basic training, our drill sergeant used to give us like the blade hand, where they be like, "Probably what the fuck," and then like like they can't do a lot of stuff anymore because the newer soldiers, they're mentally weaker. Like, they can't handle stuff like that. So now basic training has been changed a little bit. But when I was in basic training, it was harsh, it was hard. But basically their job as a drill sergeant is to break the civilian out of you. You can't be in the army and still think as a civilian. Not really. So basically that's what red phase is about. It's just breaking the civilian part of you out of your body, because they want you to think as a soldier, not as a civilian. Like, civilians' mindset is very different from a soldier's mindset. So white phase is when it gets a little easier, and it don't get real chillax. But when I was in white phase, they started letting us like march ourselves to the DFAC and stuff like that, and they started letting us eat protein bars at night. I know that's not to a civilian, that might not be a big thing, but in basic training, you only get 3 meals a day, which is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, no snacks. So when they start giving you protein bars, that's basically a snack, and it's a privilege. Like, you ain't finna get no protein bar if y'all got smoked all day. That's just not what's finna happen. So little things like that made us excited and happy, and it helped us push through basic training. Like, eating just a little thing such as eating a protein bars. Like, you can ask anybody that went to basic training with me. We used to mutt protein bars. They was Special K protein bars. It was so good. Like, and we used to like sneak them up to the bay. You aren't supposed to do that, but yeah. So the last phase is blue phase. Blue phase probably was the hardest phase, like, because they have to make sure that you know everything, like your 3, what's that shit called? I forgot what it called, but your warrior ethos. Like, they have to make sure you know all your ranks. They gotta make sure you know your basic combat skills. They gotta make sure you know how to clear a weapon, shoot a weapon, throw a grenade. Like, those are the things that you do in basic training. Like, those are the basic skills that you have to learn, like throwing a grenade, firing your rifle, which we had I think we had a M16. Some people had M4s, but I think we had M16s. So you have to learn how to zero your weapon, shoot your weapon, basic rifle marksmanship, stuff like that. You have to know how to throw a grenade, low crawling. Oh, that is the worst. Low crawling is the worst. High crawling, You have to learn how to do a lot of stuff. Then you have like your basic activities, such as we went to the range almost every day. I don't think I remember a time where we didn't go to a range. If we wasn't going to the range, that means we was going to do something else, such as low crawling, confidence course, grenade crawling, FTXs for females. I mean, not for females, but if you think basic training is finna be easy, it's just not. Like, a lot of stuff your recruiter doesn't tell you. My recruiter never told me anything about FTXs. That's when you go basically sleep in the dirt, dig foxholes, deal hasting fighting positions, and you basically out there in the dirt, in the woods, and spiders out there, snakes, all type of stuff. So you just have to be mentally and physically prepared to do stuff like that. Ruck marches, when you have a ruck sack and you march, not march, but you basically walking from one point A to point B. So the last FTX, it was, I think, 4 days. It was called, what was it called? I don't forgot what it was called, but it's the last FTX. I think you have 3 FTXs in basic training. FTX 1, 2, and 3. The last 2 have a name, but I just can't remember right now. But the last one, we stayed for 4 days. We actually did a mission where you pretended to basically shoot the opposite person, which the opposite team for us was another company. I was Alpha Company in basic training, and I think we attacked Charlie Company, and we actually took hostages. We took their non-trainers. A non-trainer is somebody who got injured or is in the middle of basically getting kicked out of the army, and so they're no longer training. So they non-trainers, they basically just there to help. They basically servants. And so yeah, we kidnapped their non-trainers, and we went back to our post, and we went to sleep and waited for them to attack us. And our drill sergeant attacked us almost all night at the last FTX. They'll throw fake bombs or fake grenades in your foxholes. If you need to protect your weapon at all times. That is I can't stress that enough. If you at FTX, do not lose sight of your weapon. You need to know where your weapon is at all times. Trust me, I'm the example. When I was in basic training at my last FTX, I was asleep. Well, I was doing the right thing. You have a battle buddy. A battle buddy is basically an assigned partner, and y'all have to look out for each other. All of y'all in basic training are battle buddies, but you have your own assigned battle buddy. My assigned battle buddy was a mess, and then at the last FTX, they switched my battle buddy at the last minute, so I had to deal with another person. I had already trained my battle buddy to know me and to know what I don't like, so basically we knew each other. So when they switched my battle buddy at the last minute, it was just like, oh my god. So basically you have shifts at FTX. One person has to be on watch at all times, so you have different shifts. So I think how it was for us, like, she slept 2 hours, I slept 2 hours, but for some reason she could not stay up, and it was time for me to be sleeping, and she was asleep too. So my weapon got took because she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So just keep sight on your weapon at all times, because if you just so happen to lose your weapon, and then just don't lose sight of your weapon. It's a lot of stuff. So so the last thing I want to talk about is graduation and family day. Wait, before I talk about that, what you need to remember is the quickest way to get out of basic training is to graduate. Don't let nobody tell you nothing. The quickest way to leave basic training is to graduate. Don't go in there and do something stupid and become a non-trainer, because I promise you the drill sergeants are gonna make you stay the whole basic training, and then you gonna have to stay the whole basic training, and then you, in the back of your head, you're gonna be like, damn, I could have graduated today, and you did it because you became a non-trainer. So remember, the quickest way to get out of basic training is to graduate. So the last thing I want to talk about is graduation and family day. Family day is where you get to see all your family members, well, whoever is gonna come, and you get to hang out, y'all get to go eat with each other. You still have to come back. I think we had to come back at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, something like that. But it's just the fact that you almost there. Family day is the day before graduation, and it's just a happy time. And don't feel bad if your family can't come, because when I was in basic training, the people who family couldn't come, people invited them to hang out with their family, and it was real nice. Like, once you in basic training, you basically form a bond with all of those people. So if you see your battle buddy and they don't have any family members, invite them out, because it's the little stuff that counts. And you never know, maybe they don't have any family, or maybe their family couldn't afford to come. So even hanging out with somebody else's family, that makes people feel better. Graduation day is, it's gonna be so amazing. It's all gonna be worth it, and you're gonna remember why you even started the journey. And it's just the greatest feeling ever to walk on that field, and you in your dress blues, and you just looking all good, and you just gonna be like, wow, I actually did it. Because throughout the whole basic training, I used to psych myself out. And it's basically, basic training is completely a mind thing. PT is a mind thing. Like, you have to tell yourself, like, I can run these 2 miles, I can do these push-ups and sit-ups in 2 minutes and pass, all type of stuff. Like, it's basically a mind thing. So you need to, whatever you got to do to pass, you need to do that. If writing to yourself is going to help you pass, write to yourself. If singing is going to help you pass, sing to yourself. Like, you just need to get through it. And you have to remember that people have done it before you, so it's possible. So if you have any more questions, like I said, I'm going to be doing a segment just for the military every Monday. It's going to be called Military Monday. But if you have any other questions, you can always email me, Instagram, Snapchat, things like that. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm going to see you guys later.
Oh, true. I'm from Gray Street, where we G-slide. G-slide and hit your Ricky, yeah. Sweet Shay Shay, would you be mine?